said before. All right. Let me introduce myself. I was in Esselunga for about 20 years. These are my main achievements: the loyalty card, superstore, assortment and layout, industrial accounting and category management, marketing and non-food departments, e-commerce, the organic line of Esselunga, and the central purchasing organization, where we bought for about 4 billion euros at that time. This is the real question. Are supermarkets dead? Well, it's provocation, as Marc-André would say. The answer, one part of the answer is in this picture, taken by Marco Gualtieri in the US. The answer is department stores like Sears and Macy's are in distress, but supermarkets will probably survive. And part of the answer is in these apples. The freshness is one of the answers. But of course, supermarkets, as Carlo was saying, will be less. 8,000 probably will close this year, not in 3 years. This year, they will be smaller with less non-food. I lived 2 years in the US, in Chicago, and I see a big difference now in the US. I lived there in the 80s, and everything has changed. Discounts were already there, Aldi was there, but dollar stores weren't there. So these guys are thriving. E-commerce was not there, and now it's on the raise. But there is another element in the retailing scenario, is that the number of SKUs is growing dramatically. At the end of the 80s, every year, 10,000 items were launched on the US market. Now there are 40,000. I mean, it's a huge amount. So there is a lot of confusion. And the guys in the supermarket industry are like saying, well, what are we going to do with all these items? How will supermarkets survive? Well, with more services, of course less non-food, and more e-commerce. With more organic, local, ethical, and healthy products. We did the organic line the same year where we thought about e-commerce in Esselunga. So it was 1999. We did it also, it was local and it was fair trade. But I think the new frontier will be that one. This one is a picture of Coop Suisse. And the last one, the free from, is the new frontier of new experiences in the retailing industry. This is the same trends that you find in the supermarket industry. You can find it in non-food. This is a company that makes furs. As you can see, the hashtags are Sumizura, that means tailor-made, recycled, ethical, sustainable, made in Florence, local, of course. They are from Florence. And, well, okay. Apart from the products, of course, the trends are on tech services. Same-day pick-up delivery, in food and non-food, of course. This is a metro the pick and pays from Metro, so, but you can find it everywhere, in Decathlon, in almost everywhere. Digital customized coupons and personal pricing, product suggestions and favorite lists via mobile devices, and self-checkouts. The checkouts imply a big change. There will be there's already been a big change in the marketplace because 10% of the cashiers in France lost their jobs in the last 10 years. So in the US, 350,000 people could lose their jobs. And coming to lose their jobs, we are talking about the Amazon Go. Amazon Go has no cashiers, and as Amazon looks offline, the only possible approach for the future will be, well, they're looking offline also not because only about Amazon Go, but also because rumors are saying they want to buy a supermarket chain in the US. The answer, the final answer probably is the one that other colleagues gave before, is that supermarkets, and I quote Alain Caparros, which is Rewe's CEO. Rewe is one of the biggest companies in Germany, in the food area. Supermarket will be the balm for your spirit, a place where you will find again your butcher, your baker, and the good smelling of your childhood. I added up with digital empathy. Of course, there are two worlds. One is the real world, and the other is on the web. And you cannot underestimate the web because it's reality now. Last but not least, assuming that all the companies are going, the supermarket companies are going to the e-commerce, I will quote Marco Gualtieri, founder of Seeds&Chips, saying that we normally think that the startups that operate in the e-commerce area are the sexiest, but the most significant innovations come from agriculture, the food processing chain, and traceability. Well, so agriculture and industry, manufacturing industry, are ahead of retailing. And so I added up, retailers are often too traditionalist. The world is changing, and they will have to change too if they don't want to disappear. That's all. Thanks.